real. And each and every Wednesday, as I told you, and today is the big day. I wish I had a drum roll. I just invited Robin Shackelford in with me. You can see this video just a little bit later today. We are live right now on www.radio-next.tv. We'll be live on YouTube and the two pages on Jumbo Love, Harold Jumbo Love Bell, and radio-next.tv, all community all the time. Robin Shackelford, what is going on, my sister? Today is the big day.
Today is the big day. Medicare annual enrollment has started. It starts.
I was trying to give them the acronym, because my seniors, they get thrown off. And I tell people this is a delicate weed that I do. And I was trying to share with them earlier throughout the show that they'll be getting a lot of mail. And the acronym AEP is going to be front and center. And the annual enrollment period is what that acronym stands for. So just be ready and be prepared so you're not tripping.
Yes, I appreciate that. Yeah. During our trainings over the past 2 days, a lot of seniors was like, well, don't use acronyms or we don't know what they mean, but definitely they need to know what AEP is.
Yeah. And see, here's what I try to tell my seniors. You can wish that the world that we grew up in and lived in is going to come back. The reality is, Robin, we have to check ourselves on technology. We have to check ourselves on understanding the language that is being conveyed today. If we want to be better, that's all, plain and simple. I'm not preaching or yelling at anybody, but please start enhancing, your skill sets to the modern day technology. You have probably, if you're 65, chances are you're going to be living another 20 years and you just don't want to be handcuffed by not knowing how to communicate in today's society. And I'm gonna quit preaching.
Well, that's all true. That is definitely all true.
Well, I love you politicians. You ain't going in on none of that, are you?
No, it is true. So with seniors, I would say take classes to learn how to use the computer, to learn how to use the internet. There's a lot of free classes out there. Because a lot of this stuff that's coming down from the healthcare company, they are wanting you to be able to use technology. So they want you to be able to use their apps. You have to look at their emails. So they're going progressively more and more electronic, and you got to be able to keep up with them.
I try to tell my partners who, gripe about no cursive writing in schools, and I ask them why would they teach it and we don't use it anymore. So we're getting further and further away from industrial age skill set to having to go to the information age technology. With that being said, we've been coming in very, very intentional about giving information, awareness, and resources about what to expect and what to know with this year's changes in Medicare. Why is this AEP, this annual enrollment period, so special? Why do we get so much hype, every year that this comes down the pipe?
So this year, for one, there are so many changes that are taking place. During AEP, this is the time to review your change of information that you got from your carrier. Medicare sent you out a thick booklet called Medicare and You. You're probably not going to read that, but at least read what your insurance company sent out in that benefits section on all the changes. But it's the only time that you can enroll into a new plan. It is the only time that you can make changes outside of those special enrollment periods for special circumstances. So that's why it's so important. It's only about 8 weeks. You're just getting about 2 months to be able to look through information or book an appointment with a broker so you can figure all these changes out.
Hopefully that broker will be InsureCare insurance providers, but if not, be sure you get with a broker, because as we have been explaining and sharing this information, I learn as I go. Your broker is going to probably have more vested interest in you than these major companies that are just making random calls. So just getting with a broker would be probably your best bet. Now, when we start talking about plans, and I was very, very transparent last week, most people don't even know their plan. So what do I need to do to get ready? as we get ready for the annual enrollment period?
So first thing you need to do is dig out your cards. So dig them out your wallet, out your purse. If you have a Medicaid card, dig that out. Dig out your red, white, and blue Medicare card, and then dig out the cards from your insurance company. You want to know what insurance plan you have, and that will be on that insurance card. And then the next thing you want to do is your insurance company sent you an annual notice of changes of all the changes that's going to be on your specific plan. They mailed that out at the end of last month. Dig that out, find it, and review some of those changes so you at least come to the table and you understand if you're going to be paying more, if your doctor is no longer taking your plan. So you understand all those changes and have all your documentation. The other thing you need to bring is your list of drugs. If any of your drugs change from the previous year, we will need your most uplisted of most drugs that you're currently on, and then all of your providers. Any provider that you want to check to see if going to take your plan, make sure you have those lists of providers and their contact information.
And I think that's so important because the next question that I want to ask is if your change is planned, number one, how would you know? And then if it's changed, then probably some of your providers of your meds are going to change as well, if I'm not mistaken.
So you're going to know because the insurance company is going to send you that letter of change. So you need to go over it in detail. If you do not want to go over all this information, that's what we say the best thing is to sit down for a broker because we've reviewed all the changes on the plans. We can sit down with you and do a comparison. We'll sit down and go over your current plan and what you're currently getting. And then we'll look at the changes to that current plan and if that's still suitable. So we'll look and see if all your drugs are still covered, if your providers are still covered, and we'll make sure that you're able to afford that plan. And we'll compare it to other plans. So that way you have options. You can shop around.
You know, I find this quite interesting as a senior that, you know, my Social Security, it really don't go up that much every year, but the price of things that senior needs are going up every year. I was perusing the internet and then you sent me some information to validate that Plan B is going to have an increase this year. Can you talk about that?
Yes, so I think a lot of seniors don't realize that Part B premium, the Part B of Medicare, that is who pays your doctors, that is who pays for the services. Right now for 2025, you're paying $185 a month. That is projected to go up in 2026 of January to $206.50. So I think everybody needs to make sure that they have that in their budget. So we're talking about that Part B premium going from 185 to 286.50. And you have to keep in mind, you did get a bump in your Social Security, a little over 2% on
it ain't
average.
That.
Yeah. So that's going to pretty much take up that
The
that
bump.
Part B premium increase is going to take that bump.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and that's, just tell me the truth, and I'm good with that. But don't give me a bump when I think I got me a few extra dollars and then you're going to increase something that I have to have and make me feel good. Then are there any agents that can help you reduce that bump in your Plan B?
So what you're looking at is they have give back plans. And so I think a lot of people probably aren't aware of the give back plans. When we're going over and sitting down with you, there are specific plans that will give you money to help pay that Part B. They range from anywhere from $50 a month to $159 a month. So there are plans out there and they still have great other benefits. So I would say if your main thing is you want help in reducing that Part B premium, you want help covering that $206, come talk to us about a give back plan.
And learn how to use the internet so you'll know how to make it seamless and easy, because I guarantee you're not going to be able to mail them a letter requesting this. I'm just back to the original point I was trying to make. You're going to have to get up to speed if you want to take advantage, if there are any advantages out here, you're going to have to be able to probably access it through this, tool we're using today. Now, I tell you all the time, I get a lot of my listeners being in this game going into 15 years, Robin Shackelford, where grandsons, nieces, and nephews are having their loved ones who are seniors say, Jumbo, no, nephew, come get Jumbo on the internet, because they still don't know. If they don't know how to do that, they probably don't understand any of this. What if you just are starting like a blank sheet of paper, uh, and you don't understand any of this? What should we do?
Yeah, so we had one of our potential clients yesterday who came to our training session, and she said, Robin, I just don't understand none of it. I don't know what I got. I don't know what I need. I don't understand these acronyms. So that's why it's important to just sit down with a broker. We can walk you through everything, walk you through the changes, walk you through any questions, any acronyms that you don't understand. Look and see what you actually have. We can look it up with just your Medicare number or your Medicaid number and actually dig into the system. We're connected to it and see what you have and see what you actually need. But yeah, it's very complicated. And you have some seniors that just don't even want to deal with it. And you also have some seniors, I will say this, that had husbands that took care of a lot of this, or they were on their husband's insurance or their husband's VA benefits. So we can help you figure out that husband's commercial insurance or that VA benefits and help you get that working together.
And much like, the reason we're doing this so transparent and so organic, as I like to say, is because we want people to understand, look, we're not questioning your intelligence. This is complicated, as Robin said. This is different. This isn't anything that you do any day, every day, where you can pick up the nuances of it, because it changes every year. And so we have to be aware of this. And that's the reason I am so honored to be able to bring it like this, because I've had several compliments about you and I just talking about this without a lot of the terminology and the jargon that goes on in the insurance world and the industry world. And so you're getting out in the public. I'm going to invite the public out on Monday, the 20th of October. You'll be live at Purpose of Life Church, along with Cinewell Senior Primary Care, Pastor David Green, and the great ministry, RadioNext.tv. We're going to bring more information where we can give some candid and clear and precise information. And you can have questions answered 11:30 to 1 p.m. right up at 3705 Kessler Boulevard, right off of 38th and Kessler. Where else can they find out where you're going to be live, Robin, with Insured Care? I know you're all over the place, and I love what you're doing, because people have questions.
Yeah, so now we're going to start our weekly Medicare 101s in partnership with Cinewell. The first one is going to be Friday, this Friday. So, no, I'm on this Friday. What's today? Oh, yeah, it is this Friday. I'm getting my days mixed up. The 17th.
I know that day. God walked me and ushered me in on that day. So I'll be celebrating 67 on Friday.
Oh, a happy birthday. Well, we're going to be at your
Queen.
favorite. We'll be at your favorite Cinewell location. We'll be at the one over off Lafayette Road from 10 to 12. So come by, grab something to eat. We'll go through all what you need to know about Medicare, and we're able to sit down with you and help you.
Man, I appreciate you so much, because as I mentioned, I'm candid with this. Number one, when you see somebody that looks like you, it's just a little bit easier to trust and believe the information. But then when that person really is professional and knows how to give it, because they are part of it and they do it, not only from the business side, from the administration side, and knowing what's coming even before it comes, that is the reason. Thank you again for letting RadioNext.tv share this information from you.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for having us on. I'm actually headed to the State House for a health committee hearing.
See what I'm talking about? Get it on and get down. One more time, if they want to get in touch with Insured Care insurance providers, Robin.
Yes, please call us. You can call us at 317-759-3433. If you are internet savvy and want to go to our website and just check us out and check out information, we are at insurecareinsurance.com.
Have yourself a blessed day, Queen, and we'll be talking soon.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Absolutely. You do the same.